right, Cheat, Ray, Fudashi. All right, thanks for watching. This is the Karate Connection Hayastan Grappling class, where we focus on judo, jiu-jitsu, sambo, submission wrestling, and all that cool stuff. Sensei Cramer today is going to do his own interpretation of what he likes to do in grappling.
Hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to be doing no-gi, mostly because I have sunburn all over myself, and the rash guard feels better than the gi. So we're going to start off just with a very light warm-ups, a little light stretch, and then go straight into some techniques and some concepts. So let's just start off warming the body up a little bit. Why don't we start off with some jumping jacks? Nice and easy. Well, one here, so.
Or if you want to do a hard physical workout, always do our MMA class, fitness, kickboxing before. It's a great way to get your body warmed up to help your conditioning for grappling in the future.
And one raise it just a little bit, just little knee dips.
Hey, Rich, good to see you watching.
And switch. Remember, we're not really trying to build muscle here. We're just trying to warm the muscles up so we can stretch them so we can start doing techniques. If you're trying to get in better shape, hit the MMA class or quadruple the amount of reps.
Hopefully Damien's watching, hopefully Rick's watching, maybe Joe, some of the adults, hopefully.
And some push-ups.
It's like Jerry L's watching, haha.
Let's do some grappling related drills. Let's just do 45. We'll see how well my back can handle it. Not too terrible. Remember, get those hips off the ground every time. And step throughs. Good technique. Also a good way to warm up the hips. Let's just do a couple shrimps. To simulate making space. Make sure your hips leave their point of origin. If you start here, make some distance. Try and create space. And let's do the triangle drill. Just gonna rock back. Triangle, triangle. All right, let's do some light stretching. Put your arm across. And other side. Put your arms out forward. Loosen those shoulders up. I know if I get caught in a Americana early without stretching, it hurts. I like stretching my shoulders out pretty good, and my elbows, and my entire body really. Okay, put it on one heel, reach down, touch your toes. And switch. Since we're doing the Hayastan system here, we do a lot of leg work, so it's good to have flexible legs, and so you can withstand the techniques as much as possible. And have a seat when I got one again. And reach out, touch your toes. You can touch your toes, try to touch your heel, try to touch your heel with both hands. As far as you can. Can't get that far, go for your shin. Go for one side. Just try to keep on improving every time. Switch. I got a bad knee, so I can't go as far on this side, but I just go as far as I can. try to go farther each time. All right. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go over some principles of judo and also some of the physics behind judo. A lot of people think that they can't throw large people with judo. If your technique is good, you should be able to throw a larger opponent quite simply. And the reason is the physics behind it. It does not create that much strength. I'm going to grab a judo dummy here. We'll call him Adam. He reminds me of one of my old partners. If you're watching Adam, how you going?
Adam's watching.
All right, so this is my partner. Okay, one of the principles of judo is, let's just do a simple ogoshi. You know, I'm gonna pick him up and I'm gonna throw him over and down. And my partner might be, say my weight, say he's 180 pounds. But I'm not lifting 180 pounds when I throw him. What I'm doing is I'm getting my hips, which is gonna be my throwing point, below his center of gravity. Most people's center of gravity will be somewhere near their abdomen, all depending on their individual body type. And it's just a fulcrum. Once you can get them off balance and leaning over your throwing point, which for this would be my hip, I just gotta get them leaning a little bit, and watch this. He'll fall over my hip. I'm just gonna give him a little encouragement and lift with my legs. Legs are strong muscles. You should simply be able to throw them, even if they are larger than you. So for this simple move, we're going to start into position, just as hard to do what you told me with him. So we're in position, turn, lift. It's that pulling motion again. Lift, pull, and just simple. Look at this. And it'll simply go over your hip like that. It's just a fulcrum. If you, like a teeter-totter, it doesn't take that much to throw if you can get that center of mass and that point of rotation correct. Your point of rotation for this would simply be loading upon your hip. If you get that lower than their center of gravity, pull them just a little bit, and it should be a very easy throw. If you have someone that's defending, in essence, what they're doing when they're defending is they're shifting their center of mass back or down, and it makes it more difficult to throw. So if you have a cooperative partner, it's very easy. Eventually, you'll get good at what we call uchikomis or fit-ins, and that's the setup for the throw. That's actually pulling them into position, because once you get them into position, the throw, if you know the technique, should be very, very simple. So I'll just do a couple with this, and then we'll get into some other techniques.
Remember, you can do this throw with your little homemade grappling dummy that we taught you how to make too. It just doesn't have the legs, so you're picking them up, throwing them over you. It's a real light pillow one you have, so you should never get injured doing it or break anything in the house.
And this is going to be this way for almost all of your pulling lifting throws, which would be your goshi, your pull, lift, and throw. Your uchimatas, you're going to come through this way. You just got to have your hips lower than their center of gravity. Also, most throws right there should go really nice and simple. For your other throws, you're pushing or you're taking them to their backside. It's a similar principle. What we're trying to do, we'll just say, let's see, we'll get him to stay in position. We get him right here. He'd have his right leg forward if he's right-handed. And what we're trying to do is, we're just trying to pull him off balance a little bit, and then his supporting leg, which is right there, we're simply just trying to take that away from him. It would just simply be, and he's got to fall down because he has no base on which to hold himself. And the whole principle of that is the same thing, is what we're doing is doing something called breaking their balance. We're breaking their balance, so they're off balance like this, and then when you take the leg away, they should fall really simple. Most of you guys have done that technique many times. It's just a little bit of physics behind it. What you're going to do, you're locked up with them. You're going to break their balance to the side, a little bit to the back, and simply, and then they fall down. If you're nice, hold on to the sleeve so they don't hit their head. So that's it for the judo work. I just wanted to go over some simple concepts. It's hard to do judo by yourself at home, but just knowing the proper concepts goes a long way. All right, on to the next grappling dummy. All right. This one can't be Adam. This one's too small. All right, last week we did some gi chokes and everything. We can do a couple more from this position. If you get into side, a lot of times, depending if they'll let you or not, it's really nice to get that hand underneath. You get that underneath the neck, and you possibly slide the thumb actually right behind, right at the nape of the neck here. Especially if you can get right inside the gi. You're just sitting here, you're holding, you're making their life miserable. You can put your weight forward, sit out a little bit, ride the scarf. You know, you just gotta be careful if they're really strong, they might sit up on you. But it's a really nice way to transition when they're trying to escape. But what they're gonna do is eventually they're gonna move that arm. And if you could slide this into right here, get what's known as that baseball grip right there. So you're holding it just like a baseball. And you just drop that elbow inside there. And you just sit out a little bit. Really nasty choke. You can do that. There's also other moves you can do from here, even if you just hold them for your transition. If you get inside the arm right here, your shoulder, depending if you're allowed to do neck cranks, but you don't even have to tap them. You can just make their life miserable. What's going to happen too is when you're making their life miserable, a lot of times they're going to rotate, try to get away from the pain a little bit. A lot of times you'll find out that they'll give you that arm. If you got that arm, if you know how to do the crucifix, obviously they're giving that to you all day from this position. But if we just want to keep it nice and simple, you can just sit there, just go over. You got the arm bars, and you got the shoulder locks. But for right now, what we'll do is, you got them to this position, they're giving you that arm. What we want to do is just kind of lock it up in place just a little bit, get a foot over, and then fall back to the arm bar. So, you're grappled around, you get the arm underneath the head, they allow that, and you're able to grab that armpit. Grab that shoulder in, creates a pain. You're going to probably try to roll away. In this instance, that's what I would do if they were trying to roll away, is they're going to start grabbing up here. If you can, just try to posture up a little bit, get the position on the arm, and then fall back, and you got the arm bar. If they bend it, there's also some other techniques you can do from there, but those are the simple ones. Other thing you can do for those of you that do leg locks with us is here into this position, you know, and they're blocking with their knees a lot. A lot of people like to do that. It works out pretty good for them, for me not transitioning over into the mount position. But when they do that, a lot of times they're actually going to give me some type of leg lock. So I don't know how well it's going to work on the dummy, but I'll try. So I'm going up. I go up like this. They're blocking. They don't want me to cross over. But what I have right here is a very simple leg lock. I just simply put my hand on the chest, keep my leg up. I'm just going to fall down. Switch ankles right here for you. Just going to fall down and grab this. Now, when he's got that, I got this heel. I'm just going to keep this foot to keep them from rolling up on me. And I got a simple leg lock right there. Typically, I'm going to be using these legs so they can't transition and roll up on me, all depending on how your opponent reacts. I really like doing one of these where you got it at the crook of the leg. Then you just hold it here. You know, if you know all the go-kart positions, you know, you can go for the advanced one and get those. Kind of hard on my dummy. All right, so we're gonna go really basic on this one, but I see people doing it wrong all the time. I'm not gonna throw my hooks in just to keep it easy on the dummy, but rear naked choke. Just breaking it down nice and simple. Best way to get them is if you can get their chin up. If you get their chin up, you can sink that in nice and deep. If you can, you'd like to really have that elbow centered below the chin. You want to take this hand, lock it directly into your bicep, and try to get it around the head. What I like to do is squeeze in this way, and then pull, and then up. And as it generally pulls, as you can see his face is getting red, it's working really well. So you can do that with both sides. A lot of people, they miss this. They get on here, you can do some draw cranks and some face kicks, some really mean, nasty stuff, usually stuff that you don't want to do with anybody you like to train with too much. But for this point, try to get that elbow crook the elbow below the head, lock that in, and really the positioning of this hand can really make a difference. Because once you're locked in this position, it's very difficult to get out. You know, especially if I got my hooks in and I'm holding them in position. So, but occasionally, you can't get that, and they're doing some stuff. Maybe you got, you're starting to get some type of, choke going on here, like a hangman, but you can't quite get it, and they're constantly trying to position or hold this right here. One of the moves I like to do, very, very simple technique, is they got this hand going up in here. Because I got this half Nelson on this right here, it leaves this hand kind of floating out here a little bit. I'm trying to go in here, but I can't get it. He's blocking really good. It's nice to transition to a simple arm bar here. To get this arm bar, all I have to do is simply rock my hips this direction with my leg over his head and pull down. It's a very simple arm bar. So, once again, I'm going, I almost got like a hangman, but he's blocking really good, and I got this arm just kind of hanging out there. He's trying to be blocking, trying to grab with it. Once again, all I'm going to do, I'm probably going to push him away this way and try to do a real quick maneuver, get both legs in position, and then obviously in the position for the arm bar. Knees together, heels together, pull heels into me, hips up, and destroy that arm. Just do a couple times, just so you can see it. So I'm going, I got that. So, over on the other side. That's really simple technique to do. And since we're on it, another one, very simple technique to do. This will probably be one of our last techniques, is just a simple hangman. What happens is, for whatever reason, you can't get that choke in there, or maybe you just like doing a hangman, but I'm usually going to go thumb in, try to grab this gi, because even if I can't get any technique, just sitting back here, I got him in a really nasty position. He can't roll away from me, because if he rolls that direction, he chokes himself more. So, he's got to go this way, but he can't go that way, so I'm going to put the half Nelson on him. And typically, what I'm doing right here is I'm just going to slowly choke him. So, you can do this, you hang down that way, and then if you start losing it, you got him, you're choking, you got him, he makes a move this direction, then you got him. Really, fighting from the back is a little bit of an art. Some guys are really good and slippery back here, but there's a lot of great moves that you can catch them with, especially if you got the heels in, the hooks in. So we're just going to go right there, this, and come in, go, this, trap, roll away, try to roll out of it. You've got a nice, simple arm bar. Go up in, grab, hold, nice. Try to create some pressure. Just keep this arm up underneath. Try to meet up here with this arm. Then transition to the arm bar. Also, a couple other things that sometimes happen if you don't have the arm for some reason. Sometimes they slip out of it. But if you got that in nice and deep, underneath the chin over there, right at the jawline, up here almost underneath their ear. You got that nice and tight. You're going here. For some reason, you slip out and you don't hit that. You don't have to have it. If you get them down in this position, you got that same choke we were talking about earlier, the hangman choke. You hold them here and you just lean back, and that creates immense pressure, choking right here on the side of that artery. And you can actually throw it over. It's a similar technique if you're doing it from guard for an arm bar. Go up underneath, finger in, thumb in, go in, lock it up. You're sitting there, if you're going for that, he rolls, go for the arm bar, doesn't quite hit, just gonna sit there, reposition, make sure it's nice and deep, just posture up, have good control. You can do the hangman, or throw a leg over, or simply, they'll probably give you the arm if you're choking them like that. Just fall back.
Jake's,
That gives you a few just techniques to work from the back.
Jake said, are you picking on another white belt again?
Always. White belts and brown belts, is it dangerous? So, I hope that helped out, guys. Maybe when we're grappling, hopefully in a couple short weeks here, you'll be able to use some of these things. So, hope that helps, guys.